nuggets! It's actually sticking its head out above the sand.
Looking good, Chris.
Oh, but we did get a nice specimen on quartz. Gadsy, I found Elvis. The last time I was on this creek, I found a nugget with Pioneer Paulie, and it was 1.5 grams. This isn't quite as big, but I just got another.
It's a look.
It's not a big one, but it's pretty good for the region. Oh, look at that. That's a beautiful piece of northeast gold. Reefy as. So you get a lot of specimens around here. There's a reef mine not too far away. That's what I said, you gotta go nuggets or nothing. If you look for a spec count, you're gonna get... You will. It'll be right in those rocks. That's not all it came out with. You can see here, that's the spec count I got out of the same hole. And I'm digging in the fast water. If you look at the creek here, we've got really fast water coming through here in flood, and it directly lands into this flat spot. And you can see the velocity drops out just here. Anyway, it's a good way to start the day. I'm only 3 pans in. I don't want to go anywhere else. I'm going to stay right here. I got you on GoPro cam because it's kind of a pain in the ass to set tripods up constantly. Oh my God. Stay where you're meant to, Rock. We've just got to clear more of this out. Roll up my sleeves for a bit of actual work today, Chris. Christopher, Chris Tofu. Oh. This is why we're getting specimens here. You get 2 types. You get quartz specimens and you get ironstone specimens. That right there, that's where our good stuff's going to be, because it's clay sitting on some broken bedrock. But this is why we're getting specimens here. These pieces of quartz come from reef mines that are literally only a few hundred meters up the creek here, and it means that as these roll down the creek, they stop by a prospector just like Gadsy over there, and they break apart and nuggets fall out, and then he gets all happy, I get all happy, everyone's happy. All right, it's a bit dark in here, but it is what it is. It's all overgrown. They need to backburn it, but as usual, the Victorian government seems to have forgotten all about Black Saturday, and I'm sure it'll kick into gear after the next one. I don't use a classifier in this creek at all, because when I found that 1.5 gram nugget with Paulie, I had used the classifier and I had to go back through all of my tailings. But when I did, I found a couple of specimens and I found a whole bunch of fine gold that was mist stuck on rocks and blah blah blah. So I just don't use them. Normally you'll know if there's a nugget in your pan too, because you'll hear it. Oh yep, there we go, lots of ironstone. We're doing a one-handed reveal here. We can see lots of ironstone. This dark rock material carries gold in it sometimes, so you will find little specimens of that on this creek. This is only shoveling. The best gold is usually when we yabby pump. There we go, we've got some nice little coarse flakes that indicate that there are definitely going to be more pieces on the bottom when we yabby pump. And even some shotgun pellets, which will make old Gadsy boy very happy.
Shotgun pellet.
Alright, we've got a time lapse going so you can kind of see where I'm working and what I'm doing. But now is the time to yabby pump, because we've just removed a whole bunch of overburden out of this hole. So the overburden has gold, which is a good sign on this creek. But it's really the fractured bedrock that has most of it. What you'll end up seeing is that this here is the bedrock, and it's got a lot of striations in it. It's all fractured running in this direction. So it cuts across the creek, which is really good because that acts like a sluice riffle, and you end up in a situation where the creek basically sluices gold out for you. And because it's only chunks or nothing, if you hunt in the fast water or where big rocks have been deposited, you tend to find good gold. And all the blackberries, this wall of natural razor wire has kept it safe from most prospectors. It's pretty uncomfortable to get in here. It's very hard work. It's not easy.
I don't need to explain anything. Chris can do it all for me.
I don't think. You don't know. You don't know if you're going to get another nugget. Oh, it'd be nice if I did, but to start the day off with a little one like that and peak early, I'm okay with that, Gadsy. You're okay with that?
Oh yeah, I am, because that means I'll get the nuggets.
Wiki! Yeah. We've got an old man knee today, so if you hear me grunting, that's why. Ooh. Now, I know people stress about these really big rocks if they had gold in them, but generally speaking, if it has gold in it, it will sink through the rest of it, even if it is big. So you don't have to worry about it. You can hear nuggets too. When you're panning, you're either got a bullet, a big dense rock, or a nugget when you hear a on the bottom of your pan, when you get closer to just a handful of concentrates at the end. And the best part is when you're panning down, you see it sticking out of the dirt like now, because then you know it's big. You know it's a big one. It is the best part in this creek because the gold can run out really suddenly too, so if you get any, it's nice. I always check these bigger bits for gold, especially if they're lumpy. Like this is what I would call a lumpy piece of ironstone, and those lumpy bits indicate hydrothermal vents. Hydrothermal vents are what carry your gold up, so we want to check lumpy bits. Come on, bit of gold, bit of gold, bit of gold. Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good pan. Gadsy, Gadsy, I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Oh, okay.
That's what you call a good pan on this creek. It's not like Reedy Creek where you're getting bonanza pans, but on this creek, that would be your sort of upper limit of a good spec count. It's just that your nuggets make the difference.
Look at that. That's a good pair.
Yeah, that's like what I was saying before is what you could say is a average, like if that's a good spec count for this creek. It's not.
It's not.
It's not like Reedy Creek where you're getting 200-300 a pan. It's
5 times that much in a really good
pair. But what makes up for it is that you get nuggets.
Yeah.
And I'll take that any day.
Yeah.
Show me yours.
Check, mate. I'll show you mine.
Yeah. That's still a good pan. Yeah. It'll be there. There'll be a chunk waiting for him in the wings. Gadsy's already heard my theory, but for you guys at home, I'm going to explain it again. Fair warning, I'm about to do some explaining and a lot of pointing. I'm digging right here in the middle of the creek in line with where the fast water is. Now that fast water has a lot of energy in flood, and that means that it's going to push the gold in a line, but that gold's only going to be here if it's of size, because fast water tends to move stuff along quite well. That means our nuggets, if they're going to be anywhere, are going to be in a line. I've tried over here and I get more flour gold. I've tried over here, I get more flour gold. I try in the middle, I get coarser flakes. So we're going to work towards this little waterfall up here, and we're just going to take pans of gravel as we go, and with some luck, my theory will hold out, because if my theory holds out, we'll see coarser bits. And we like coarse bits because they weigh more, and if they weigh more, it means more money, and if I get more money, it means more bones for Fern, and I like Fern. So really, we're supporting Fern's bone habit. Oh, knee crack. I got a greedy pan here. It's a lot more dirt than should be in there, but it's also made up of a lot of rock, so I figured I'd get away with it. I can hear that scraping noise, but there is a really, what looks to be a big piece of ironstone right at the bottom there, so I'm guessing that's what the scraping noise is. All right. Oh, it happened again, Gadsy!
Again?
Again! It's sticking its head up. It's sticking its head up. I gotta get my camera on it, the close-up one, but look, look, can you see it?
What did you find again?
Bit of lead, mate. Bit of golden lead.
Oh my god!
It's sticking its head out of the sand. Oh. Let me get the close-up camera. My theory was right. The gold's in the fast water.
Nuggets.
2 nuggets. It's actually sticking its head out above the sand. That's what I was talking about. Oh, look at that. It's not big, but for my region, that is a gorgeous little specimen. Wow, reef gold actually. That's beautiful. Ah. That's got to be a 0.1, I reckon. I mean, if there's going to be a big chunk there should be more fine stuff. And there is. Not heaps of it. There's a big bullet. Big bullet. A little bit of fine with it. It is one of the best things when the piece of gold won't fit up your snuffer bottle tube and you gotta put it in there manually. You there! Get on my head. Now that you're all saddled up, strap yourself in for some serious jockstrap action. We've cleaned out most of the overburden. In fact, I've moved a lot of pans. If you come up here and look at my tailings, there should be nice stark contrast to the regular stuff. We've probably moved about 4 buckets worth of dirt, and there's a nice bowl here. This is a little trench that's probably been created because of that fast water. It seems to continue this way. I seems to have hit the back edge of it over there. We're up to yabby pumping and we're getting sporadic results. Some yabby pump pans are great and some of them are phenomenally bad. Yabby pumping is an absolute must for any gold prospector. If you're able to use a hand dredge, you should be using it. Because as I always say, guys, if you're goddamn Zorro with a shovel, you can't pick the gold up off the bottom. And that's because the gold hides in little cracks where it's all safe. Think of it like a Nazi in a bunker in World War II. Very, very hard to get it out of there. But this is like your 155 howitzer that's going to come along and make it happen. Did you say?
2 little small pieces in that one.
Oh!
See those 2? That's 3 actually. 1, 2, 3.
Look at that! That's some nice coarse little bits. Ooh! He's doing good. My apprentice is all grown up. And for those of you playing at home, this is going to go towards my 50 bucket challenge. I'm up to 50 buckets. I'm just keeping track of how many pans I'm doing. It's roughly 5 pans per bucket.
Up here.
Ooh, we've got some ironstone. Jeez. The only damn problem with this creek is the amount of blackberries and gauze in here. Ah, you son of a gun. It's ridiculous. Look at that. That was in my finger.
It's looking good, Chris.
There's another really interesting thing on this creek, and that's these. These are iron crystals called devil's dice. So they form in a square, just like that. These are really small ones, but you can get really big ones. Like that's a slightly bigger one. Devil's dice, really cool. Only place I've ever found them is here. And I think after getting that spectacular little chunky bit at the start, at least today will be an okay day. That's a really cool piece of ironstone there. Quite dense. That's probably what was rattling in our pan. Plenty of very dark rock. And yeah, a little bit of gold. Oh yeah, actually not too bad. Not too bad. Not a crazy amount, but still coarse pieces. Decent amount of them. This is going to add up. There's a really deep trench here. It comes up onto a shelf just here, and then it comes up onto a shelf just here. But the gravel seems to go this way, and so I'm going to chase it that way. But before I do that, I'm going to clean this back edge up because I think there's about maybe half a foot of gravel there that I could take. You're still getting an okay spec count though. It'll be there. Like it's just you're looking for the one nugget in all of this area.
This one to 1 nugget.
And he's only 1 Gadsy, so he can only work so fast. That's how fast you can work.
You're only 1 Chris.
Yeah. But I sold my soul to Satan.
Oh.
When I finally got all the way up to the fast water there, it kind of disappeared. I got 2 nice little flakes and a nano. So that sweet spot is what I am still hunting for. And bear in mind that if I'm getting 2 there and I'm getting little pickers and stuff down here, that sweet spot could only be this big. Nonetheless, this is about the average pan that I'm managing to pull out at the moment. I'm very happy with that. The pieces are coarse. There's enough of them that they're going to weigh up to be good at the end of the day for weight. And, hail Satan, we got some devil's dice. I found another interesting piece of quartz that is relatively recently broken off somewhere. It's very sharp, not worn at all, and it's got ironstone on it. Now, with the amount of ironstone specimens I find on this creek, that's coming home with me to be added to the crush. Stay. Good pan. Good. Drop. The more I push that way, even though the gravel and the channel go that way, the less gold I get. The pans are getting sporadic. They're going down to 2 or 3 specks, then you get 10. Whereas over on this side, I was getting 20, 30 spec pans, which is phenomenal for this area. So this is very shallow just here. That's much deeper, very shallow. I want to yabby pump this stuff up because if my theory is right, this is the edge that's got the good gold on it. And if it's wrong, well, I've just cleared more gravel out of the way, haven't I? I'm gonna have to like clickbait the title of this video to be like, dredging chunky gold in Australia. And now that I've said that on camera, I can do exactly that. So if you're watching this because of the clickbait title, I'm not sorry at all. Because that is a form of dredge. It's just a hand dredge, and we're allowed to use them here in Victoria.
Not in Wagga. Luckily we do our night dredging naked at night.
That's how I do my day dredging. I'm wearing way too many clothes right now. So many really like bad quality internet trolls get on and say stuff like, oh, I bet you go dredging for that. It's like, brother, I barely have enough energy to come out here and go panning. Yet alone dragging a multi-$1,000 piece of equipment that weighs a couple 100 kilos into the bush just to suck up like what? $100 worth of gold? No, I'll be over here with my pan and my river sluice. That's how I operate, with a scalpel, illegally, in a back alley, using stolen organs. Ooh, there's a flaky of gold. Just trying to clear the overburden off so I can get my yabby pump down the bottom where we know the good gold's really going to be. 2 pans, a lot more ironstone. And yeah, okay, gold. Can't get nuggets every pan. But at least the spec count is decent and the pieces are coarse. Hello, little pickery bit. Do you want to be a friend? The very next pan that I yabby pumped actually ended up giving me some nice coarse pieces of gold, but also this. That is a tiny little quartz specimen. It's not big. It's cool to find. The chances of me kicking over a proper big nugget today are pretty much 0. There is a small chance, but it's negligible. It's been a number of years since I've kicked over a really big one, other than the one I metal detected underground, but that doesn't count. That's not panning. And as usual, YouTube still be unsubscribing people to my channel, so if you're part of the channel and you like the videos and you're wondering why you haven't been seeing them, it's probably because YouTube took your subscription away. You should check that you're still subscribed. And if you're not subscribed and would like to see more nuggety debauchery, consider hitting the button. It's free, like the gold from the creek. And with my shameless plug out of the way, let's get back to panning. There it is, that's that ironstone we saw sitting in the clay. Ironstone isn't as heavy as black sand, so you will wash a fair amount of it out of your pan when you go down. That's okay. There's not much I could do with it other than make magnetic slime. You almost fell in the creek. It's a bit naughty. I think we'll see some specks, but they're not on the bottom properly and we haven't yabby pumped yet, so I don't think it'll be spectacular. Yeah, no, about a little less than average. Oh, but we did get a nice specimen on quartz. He's not very big. He kind of looks like a mini quartz Elvis head with a queef. And he's got friends. Gadsy! I found Elvis! Elvis. You can only really see, yeah, you can only see him in the camera, right? It's like a trick. Look, wait for it. If I can clear it up. Oh my God. There we go. No? Yes. Maybe. See, he's got a little queef.
Oh yeah, it does. Thank you very much.
Oh, wait, that's easy top. I mean, that's the difference. That's the difference from one side of the creek to the other. Way more specs, nice coarse chunky pieces. That's why I've encouraged people to test pan again and again and again, even when you think you're on the spot, and actually follow what your pan's telling you. Because if your pan's telling you there's less gold in one area than where you started, maybe you should be looking somewhere else. I've now worked the main lead. It's come down through this waterfall and fast water, through the big channel where I got most of my little pickers, nuggets, and chunky bits. And then as the bedrock comes back up, the gold dissipates. There was a hot pocket just in here. I cleaned it pretty well. The last pan I did give me a nice little specimen piece here. on quartz. Well water worn. This has been traveling for quite a while. Still a pretty little piece of gold though. But compared to all of my other pans, it didn't come out with nearly as much gold. So all in all, I think it is probably time for me to pack up and head out because I wasn't even expecting to be filming a video here today. I'm just happy to have been able to share some nice crunchy pieces with you. Let's have a look at how much I got. I've been on super consistent gold all day, so I know this is going to be good. I just don't know how good. I've done about maybe 6 buckets worth of dirt total. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better than I thought it was going to look. I thought it was going to be good, but not like that. Holy crap. I was not expecting to film a video today. I was literally here for a prospecting trip and I had planned on going somewhere else, but I'm glad I came here because that is a phenomenal take for a very short session in the bush. Some days prospecting days turn into mining days. It's not common that we get days like that. That is just a great day. I'm thinking it's over a gram, especially with these couple of coarser pieces that I managed to pull out. The big one right at the start of the day, and then that other one not too long after. I haven't been here, I'm thinking 2 years, but fresh eyes, new experience. Yeah. And come back to a spot that had given me good gold in the past and was able to unlock something that obviously had been sitting there for a little while.
It's been good.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Even you got good gold.
It's very consistent gold.
It's rare to get consistent gold too.
Yeah.
It's normally you're on a really thin pay streak that disappears quickly. I'm running a promotion right now over on the oldmouldy.com.au. We're giving away a prize pack worth over 300 Australian dollars. It's got pay dirt, it's got a gold nugget, it's got a gold pan, it's got crystals, and it's got an agate in it. And I'll ship it anywhere in the world. To enter, there are 2 ways. You can either buy anything off my website at all, and that will automatically enter you into the prize draw on June 30. Or you can sign up to Patreon, which costs as little as $1 a month. All current patrons are already automatically entered. Right, check out the gold. Specimen Creek is an amazing creek. You have to very carefully go through your cons because you never know what you're going to find. These are some of the small specimens that you saw come out on camera while we were prospecting, and they're well-worn little quartz specimens, and that's pretty cool to find. I found a couple of very nice reefy bits. A lot of people are going to say that might mean that we're close to the source. In this case, we're actually not. It's most likely from ore that's been traveling downstream, and this piece of gold has managed to pop itself off the ore, or the rock was broken open, releasing it. This big boy is by far the biggest gold nugget I found that day. This, for my area, is a phenomenally large piece of gold. I also have several more very small, unique looking specimens here. These I picked out visually. I didn't actually see them on the creek. I was very happy to see them come out in my cons when I started cleaning them up. But probably one of the coolest pieces is this. This is an ironstone specimen. Now, gold is typically associated with iron in almost all cases, but to see a specimen on this creek like this is quite unique. I have never seen a specimen on ironstone quite like that before. And that doesn't even include the absolute plethora of extremely coarse, chunky alluvial gold that came out with it. I'm going to weigh the big bit on its own because I do want to know. I think it's probably a 0.1. It's large, but it's got a lot of vugs and holes in it, which makes me think that it's going to be lighter than it looks. And I should probably tear that off before I put it on. Yep, 0.118. That's not bad for my area. For what I hope are obvious reasons, I'm not going to be including this in the weigh up. There's a lot of rock in that. I don't know how much gold's in it, so I don't think it should be considered. But anyone who is interested in these little pans, Prints by Penny makes a whole bunch of very unique 3D printed gold prospecting stuff. I'll leave his link in the description. Needless to say, I think we got a really good take of gold. I am going to guess that we're probably over 2 grams. It's been a couple of years since we hit that spot. And it's definitely reloaded. So we've made several trips back there since. And I've pulled out a lot of gold. This is going to go a long way to my 100 bucket challenge. And hopefully hitting that ounce. Over the half gram. There's our 1. 1.5, come on, 1.6, 7, 8. We're going to do it. 9. 2 grams. Holy crap, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4. A little bit of crumbs. 2.5 grams. Oh, not including this. 2.5 grams of gold and specimens just casually panning. Even that is nothing compared to the next day I had out there. We found some real good gold. If you don't want to miss that, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if we add that to the 100 bucket challenge gold, we are talking now about some pretty serious cash. And we've done about 55 buckets.